Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we're going to make some dark Metro Boomin style melodies, and you guys will get the project files for free. So let's go through some sauce here. If you don't know me, I'm Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. We've trained over 1 million producers around the world, so we're going to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, French Montana, Young Thug, Polo G, Lil Baby, Trippie Redd, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and a long list of other folks I keep forgetting about. Now we're going to use Expand 2 for the sound source here. You guys could try any sound source that you have, but we're going to look for bells. And we want kind of like a synthetic sounding bell, not a too realistic bell. So let's go here. Let's go to piano roll. For the melody, we're going to start somewhere. We're going to count 7 notes. You don't need to make it a formula, but count down 7 notes. And then we're going to either go up a half step or a whole step, because this is the 5th of A. You don't need to know all this. Basically, D to A is the 5th, and then A to E is the 5th. That's why it feels resolved. Okay, then we can copy this. We could either do a half step, or we could go back a half step above the tonic. So either one creates that tense feel. Okay, so very basic. We're gonna, make this a bigger sound. Now that we have that sound, we're gonna hit Control L. Let's go to our channel rack, hit Control L. We're going to send this to the mixer. My favorite plugin for darker sounds is called, where is it at? Crystallizer. So this will take your sounds and create a granular delay over top. The key here is that we're changing the pitch of the delay. So if you're going, usually we're pitching this up, not down. So let's pitch this up. Now it has that smear sound. I think it has a reverse function, so it's reversing the sound as well. Okay, now we can start layering in to that sound effect. Let's open up another Expand 2 here. Now the sound selection, there's no like one type of sound. Bells are usually good because they sit over top the 808 without clashing. Polyphonic synths are also good because usually they're played without clashing with the bass. So I'm literally just gonna add notes in here. Okay, and we're going to repeat that. So just to show you, it's not about the exact sound here. We're going to copy this over. Let's run this through the same chain. Let's add a little attack to it, so it's not so aggressive. Let's add another Expand 2, and now we're starting to layer. We have a top line. In melody, there are 4 layers: top line, harmony layer, contrast layer, rhythm section. So what we're doing here, we have the top line is the bell. Contrast is that polyphonic synth. Now we can add something that fills out the density of the sound. You don't need to do this, but we can add some brass tones in here, something to really fill out the middle. Now, harmony does not always mean play a chord. Harmony can mean playing 2 notes or more. Now, a chord can also be 2 notes or more, but that's neither here nor there. I teach all that in my Music Theory Magic course. Go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory magic. Let's pull this. We want it really low. So this is more of his cinematic type blending in his cinematics. And because there's a lot going on, we don't want everything to have rhythm. Separate that brass. Usually brass is octaves, if anything, or a third. It's such a low sound, we're just going to stack the octave. Now the rhythm of this is not matching the brass, so something needs to change here. Let's switch out the brass. Let's also switch out the bell tone. It's a little more. Again, we don't want it too aggressive on the transient. Soften it out with the attack curve. Let's go to song mode. Let's get rid of some of these half steps here. It's going to match the brass so it doesn't clash. So now we have layers, and at this point we can add more rhythm. I don't think this has arpeggios in here, but let's see if it does. I'm not sure. Oh, we do have arpeggios. Let's do multi-track. Actually, let's just do simple arpeggio. Looks like they're sampled arpeggios, so I don't know how this. So let's copy the brass, paste it here, and then we're going to pull this up 2 octaves at least. Now, if we added this rhythm with the granulizer, it might be too much rhythm going on. Let's see. So now we have a nice filled out sound. Let's switch out this polysynth sound. So everything feels like it's cohesive. Okay, so now we start adding the effects. We really don't need the effects beyond the crystallizer, but let's try some kilohertz stuff. We could try the pitch shifter. And what I'll do for this is group everything into one channel here. Let's run the kilohertz pitch shifter, and then we can affect all the sound at once. Make it real dark by pitching it down 3. Let's add a little more tone here with the Fruity Wave Shaper. So now we're just trying to pull out the good things about the sound. We're not trying to like creatively change it. Turn down the output here. Let's turn oversampling on. Let's turn the mix level to about 50%. Let's add a little harmonics here. Now let's run it through the kilohertz bit crush. But we're not going to use it as a bit crusher. We're going to use it as a downsampler. Let's go to 40 kilohertz and then right click and type in 12 bits. So this mimics the MPC 60. Turn up the quality here. So we're shaving off some of the high end. Let's do it before. Here's before. I mean, it sounds good because the music's good, but let's turn the effects back on. So one of my techniques, this may not work on this because we already have so much rhythm. Let's add a reverb. And again, this is my technique. So if you see other people using it, they're copying me. We're going to run a reverb into gross beat. And let's go to preset, momentary, half speed, and blend it in about 50% or so. So now we have a reverb sound plus a slowed down reverb. It creates a nice wide sound. So what we'll do is we'll automate the, let me think here. How can we do this? Let's automate the reverb. right, so I'm not going to sit here and mix this entire track, but we would definitely need to add the final touches to get that like sound. So I'm just going to show you guys one plugin here. It's called Gold Clip. Again, we're not mixing an entire beat right now. I'm just showing you guys the stuff I would use. For now, because this computer can't handle it, let's just load the Fruity Soft Clipper. It's going to turn the threshold to the right. That's hard clipping. do from here is change the pitch shifter, and you also have to change the key of the 808 as well to match. To me, this is the highest energy. Why? Because it's a higher frequency. So I like to try them all. Here's some more sauce. So now that we have the final sound, we're going to right click, consolidate from track start. We're going to cut the remainder, wave, leave everything else. All right, I should have rendered a smaller thing, but anyhow, double click, right click, open in Fruity Slicer. We're going to slice by the beat or the half beat. This is a Wonder Girl technique. We're going to go to our channel rack, Control X, move to a new pattern. All right, hit Control V. And now basically we just chopped up the melody into little pieces. So you could even go further to have this as a separate melody outside of the notes that we just made. So let's do that just to show you guys the difference. So here's before. So before is going to have a very fluid melody. It's not going to really, like, what's the word? It's not going to like really have a groove to it. You know, the drums aren't dictating the groove, but on the second half, once we pull up that attack, we will dictate the groove of the sample. Because now it's chop and go. There's a little delay on this, so that might throw off the chops a little bit. But regardless, so now it's chopped up into pieces. Let's hear the difference. You guys will get the project files for free if you go to. You guys will get the project files for free if you go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. See how it's very stop and go-ish now? Now, to be fair here, there was a small delay I didn't see when I chopped it up. We don't have time to redo all that. But the point is, it's stop and go-ish. It goes ding, like that, instead of like everything just moving all at once. So there is a small delay because of those effects, but that is what I would do to create a darker trap sound. All right, guys, you will get these project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Subscribe if you're new. If you want to learn more about melody making, go to busyworksbeats.com/Music Theory Essentials. Use the code Music Theory, all one word, for 50% off, because you guys need to learn this stuff. It starts with melody notes first, then it goes into the effects on all the modern beat making stuff around it. All right, and the sound design around it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for your new piece.